Hey guys, welcome back. This here is the top 5 most forgettable planets in Skywalker Saga. First is Utapau. Majority of the people, when they hop onto Skywalker Saga, they probably tend to go to Coruscant first, or, Mustafar, or Tatooine, more of the popular planets. Utapau, I can see majority of people not choosing Utapau over, say, Coruscant, or over Tatooine. Like, if you choose, hey, you want to go to Coruscant or Utapau, they're going to choose Coruscant. If you want to go to, say, hey, you want to go to Mustafar or Utapau, they're going to say Mustafar. Utapau, I believe, is the short one out. So, honestly, people don't tend to go to Utapau as often as they do to, like, Tatooine. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they would choose, hey, Utapau or Tatooine. And honestly, I think Tatooine, because you got Mos Espa, you got Mos Eisley. You only got one town here in Utapau. And that's the, I don't even know what the town... Pau City? That's it. That's the only option that you can choose from. So honestly, I think Utapau is the short one out on this stick. So he's going to be at the bottom. He's probably going to be the most forgettable. I think maybe the most forgettable planet here in Skywalker Saga. Okay, so the next one we have is Ajan Kloss. This, I believe, is second place with the most forgettable planet. Actually, honestly, I think majority of the most forgettable planets are the sequel trilogy. So honestly, this planet here, I see a lot of people, skipping over or not doing because, hey, they're too busy focusing on prequel or they're too busy focusing on original. This is actually my first time being on Ajan Kloss after completing the game, and I haven't even visited once. I mean, other than playing the game, but this is my first time actually being here free roam. So that shows you. It is a pretty cool map, but again, I don't see a lot of people choosing Ajan Kloss over, like, Mustafar, or honestly, I think they would probably choose Utapau over Ajan Kloss, to be honest, because Utapau is a shut your face, is a it's a prequel trilogy. You know what, I'm leaving this planet. The guys keep screaming. I'm not going to complete a mission on this. Help! Shut up! So next up we have is Dagobah. A lot of people, I would say, a lot of people probably would skip right over Dagobah. I mean, if you're playing, like, the OG trilogy, you have no choice but to play through Dagobah to complete the mission, or complete the story. But again, I see a lot of people skip over this, because, it's not what they signed up for, it's not like, hey, I want to go to Federal District, I don't want to spend time in a swamp, Utapau. So we did Utapau, Ajan Kloss, Dagobah. Honestly, I think Dakar is also a solid. I think that'll be 4th, to be honest, because I don't see myself going to Dakar as often. Majority of the planets that people skip over are honestly sequel trilogies. So, I mean, I guess that's also including, I don't know if people like to go back to Jakku as often, but, possibly Pisana, definitely Canto Bight. They're definitely not going to visit Canto Bight as often. They're definitely not going to visit, there's a whole bunch of sequel planets that, I see a lot of people skipping out on, or they don't go to as often. I mean, I guess Dakar and Ahch-To are probably pretty much tied with, it's popular enough that maybe some people would, consider, let's head to this. But if we gave them a choice, okay, if we gave, out of the 3 planets, okay, prequel, sequel, and the original, if we gave them, okay, we'll give you Dakar, we'll give you Mustafar, or we'll give you Tatooine, okay? Honestly, I would probably see, 40% probably choose Mustafar, honestly, because majority of the people like the prequel trilogy. And, well, I guess that's this generation, because we grew up knowing that. And then, of course, the older folks, they'll probably choose Tatooine because, Episode 1, true, but also, A New Hope. And I guess that's kind of a hard choice, because Tatooine is actually in both the original and in the sequel, so if you gave them that choice, could. So, honestly, if you gave someone a choice of, okay, Takodana, Bespin, or Kamino. Honestly, my preference, I would see people go to Bespin because there's just so much to do in Bespin. Bespin is like a close second to Coruscant, The Uscru district, the Federal district is insane. but Bespin is probably like tied with, like, it's honestly larger than the Iskuru district, if you get what I'm trying to get at here. So honestly, I think out of all 28 planets, the most forgettable planets is honestly in the sequel trilogy. I can see people skip out on well, I mean, not so much Ahch-To, but I can definitely see people not go to Kefir as often as they do like Tatooine. I can see no one's going to go to Kijimi because you can't go to Kijimi. Canto Bight, Cantonica, I mean, unless they want to 100% the game, I don't see that happening unless they want to, you know, walk the streets of Canto Bight. But honestly, Ajan Kloss is kind of cool if you wanted to go to, like, you know, a resistant camp. Kefir, yeah, if you want to go scavenge Death Star debris. Dagobah, I mean, again, there's nothing really interesting in Dagobah other than going to Yoda's house. That's it. I mean, other than walking the shrine, you know, getting 100%, but honestly, there's a whole bunch of planets that I see a lot of people. Geonosis. I haven't even talked about Geonosis. Honestly, I think that's tied with Utapau. Utapau and Geonosis are pretty much similar. The most popular planets that I see that people will choose probably pretty much first thing are this top 5. Listen closely now. Mustafar, but Coruscant's definitely number 1. Mustafar. Bespin, I can see that. Bespin. So that's 3. Bespin. Tatooine, I can see that. And maybe Endor. Either Endor or Kamino. I'm going with those. So, say 6. If those are the top 6 planets that you see yourself going to pretty much first thing, well, yeah, Coruscant, Kamino, Tatooine, Bespin, Mustafar, or Endor. Yeah, so maybe, okay, say 7. Maybe Yavin. So Coruscant, Tatooine, Yavin, Mustafar, Bespin, and Endor. The rest can, you know, do as they please, but honestly, that's what I see. So, there you guys have it. That is my least, this was supposed to be the least common, I don't know, I went on a rant. This was supposed to be the least favorable planets, pretty much the least common planets, but it turned out to be, at the end of the video, the least most common planets, so anyways, that'll be it, and I guess this is it for Skywalker Saga for now, because Batman's coming out very, very soon, so see you guys later.